Right, should we move on to our top 5 nearly moments in football?
Yeah,
so
the nearly moments.
I like this idea. This segment is like, what would be a moment if it was changed just slightly that would alter the football universe? It could be a player's trajectory. It could be a club's trajectory. There's some really fun ones here. So I'm really interested to know what you've gone with. I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, starting off at number 5, Fulham Europa League. I'm joking.
That would have been an acceptable answer.
For me, it's my number 1. Diego Forlan ruined my life. Fulham would have a major European trophy, and it would have changed the history of our football club forever. But
was that Forlan and Aguero up front
Forlan,
together?
Aguero, De Gea in goal.
That's actually...
And it made Forlan 116th minute.
Yeah, that's brutal.
We were going to penalties where anything could have happened. But it wasn't to be. But my number 5 is more of a current one. It is Cristiano Ronaldo in 2022 leaving Juventus for Manchester City or Manchester United. Obviously, he went to Manchester United, but if he had gone to Manchester City, the football landscape for him would look very different. Potential Ballon d'Or, 2 Premier League titles between now and then guaranteed?
Yeah.
Potential Champions League with him in that squad. Obviously, they've gone and got Haaland now. He chose to be loyal to Manchester United, but I think that was the wrong career choice for him if he's looking at trophies, goals, what he would have done. So I'm looking at the landscape of football and thinking how different that could have looked.
Also for Man United themselves.
Yeah.
Do you think Ronaldo... Oh, I can't believe we're talking about Ronaldo already, first episode. Do you think Ronaldo was a success at Man United? The second time around,
I don't think.
First.
I don't think he was a success, but I don't think he was the problem,
really,
as we've seen.
Yeah,
which I feel like we might differ on.
I don't think you could put it exclusively down to him. Yeah. Is it correlation? Correlation doesn't mean causation. They did get worse when he joined.
Yeah. They did, but they've been getting worse for such a long time. I just think keeping it on like Ronaldo to Manchester City
would have been crazy.
I mean, he could have scored 30, 40 goals. He could have up front.
Ronaldo
in that team,
under Pep,
and that's what I mean. The excitement of seeing Ronaldo under Pep Guardiola, seeing him in that system, and Manchester City wanted him. Yeah, so
that would have been crazy.
It would have been huge for football. The whole football landscape. I don't think he'd be in Saudi now.
No,
something would have been different.
Where would he be now instead? He'd still be stat padding goals somewhere, mate.
Yeah,
he needs that 1,000 goals.
Yeah,
more than anything in his life.
He does. But that for me was my number 5. Number 4, keeping it Manchester United themed, which is fantastic, is Eric Cantona's kick. The karate kick obviously got him suspended for 9 months. Manchester United won the league for 2 seasons straight with Cantona. He got suspended. They didn't win that league title. Blackburn, I think, 94, 95. And then obviously Manchester United go on to win another 2. I'm not saying it massively... I think it changes it if Manchester United win 5 in a row there a little bit. I don't think it adds too much, but I just think it's a huge... Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but I feel like it's such a big event.
5 in a row would have been crazy.
5 in a row would have been crazy. I'm questioning myself whether it changes the football landscape that much. I think the kick itself is just such a moment, and that a lot of mine as we get down my list is based off moments. So I'm gonna back myself. I think it's just such a mental thing that will be remembered forever.
Kicked a Palace fan.
He kicked a Palace fan, and I just think if that didn't happen. It's a different. Manchester United go on to win 5, maybe 6 in a row. You never know.
Also, you said Blackburn won the league.
Blackburn won the league. Shearer would have been on our list potentially for the nearly men who never won a trophy.
God, he would have been the ultimate nearly man.
Ultimate nearly man. So
because I mean, I know it wasn't. I think in hindsight, you're like, what? Blackburn won the league. I don't think it was as big a fairy tale because they did spend quite a lot of money, I think, to get there, but. That's one of the best stories in Premier history that potentially would never have happened.
Exactly. So I think that's my number 4.
Shearer actually, sorry, I'm going off a real tangent here. Shearer, because he'd not won the league, might have been like, I need to go and win the league. And Man United really wanted him. He might have ended up going to United because he needed to win the league. He wouldn't be back at Newcastle. The whole thing could have changed. I'm sure Newcastle fans will insist that he wouldn't have done that, but he could have done that.
Yeah. There you go. I see. You've just added more fuel to the fire of mine. I think that's a good number 4 for me. Number 3 is quite recent again. I've gone Emi Martinez save versus Kolo Muani.
Yeah.
So Lionel Messi's World Cupless. Obviously, France win a World Cup again. What does that look like? And it's such a big save in such a big moment. It's one of the most clutch moments of all time in football. And maybe it's a little bit of recency bias because there's been big moments in so many of World Cups. But for me, that's my number 3. I just think, what if?
Yeah.
What if France and Mbappe would have won the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, hat-trick in a final, hat-trick in a winning final.
That's the thing.
Crazy conversations
because that gets played down.
Yeah,
there's a lot of disrespect on Mbappe, especially this first season at Real Madrid, and like he's got a hat-trick.
Yeah,
in a World Cup final.
I think that was the most historic game I've ever watched.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, looking back at that, I'm just like, what? I remember watching it and being like, this is history. Like, this is one of the greatest football games of all time. And I'm watching it. Oh, it's insane.
100%.
And Martinez has lived off that save ever since.
Yeah.
He got nominated again for the best goalie in the world this year.
It's nuts.
How?
Yeah, it's just probably off the back of that.
Yeah.
But he deserves it. I mean, if that was Pickford, we'd have built a statue.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, it's insane. So, for me, I think the football landscape would have looked very different.
Yeah,
if Emi Martinez had not stuck that left leg out. So number 2, I think my top 2 are a little bit boring, but I think they're just so obvious. Zidane headbutt.
Yeah.
I think what happens if they lose on penalties that World Cup final to Italy. If he doesn't do that, it's a little bit of my Cantona logic applied again of like, it's just such a big moment. Like it's just, when you think of the top 10 moments in football history, that's in there for me. The same with the Cantona kick. And
last ever game as well to do that is crazy.
Game.
He also Panenka to pen against Buffon in the same game, which he scored. Then he head. That is just like that is crazy. That's a crazy way to finish your football career.
Yeah, I mean that is Zinedine Zidane, isn't it? So that for me is number 2, and number 1 is Diego Maradona's hand of God. It's just, what if he hadn't done that? That is the biggest moment. Maybe as an Englishman, that is the biggest moment in football history. I think I can't think of a bigger moment. So. If he hadn't done that in the quarterfinal, I think England could have gone on to win, and we would have some more silverware. We wouldn't be singing every 60, 70, 80 years of hurt we're going to get up to.
That song wouldn't even exist.
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't. Yeah, the
song wouldn't exist.
We wouldn't be in pain. We probably would. So I've got that as my number 1.
We have actually got none of the same.
That is great. I love that.
I've kind of gone for like different-ish angles, but similar vibes. I need to decide the order. I think we're going to go number 5, same World Cup. I'm going to go for when Kane missed the second penalty against France. Because I think Harry Kane was the ultimate nearly man for a long time.
Yeah.
And that really summed him up, I think, in a lot of ways, him missing that, unfortunately. I think that was the best England team that I've seen in my life. And I think we were better than France that day. And I think we could definitely have won that World Cup if we'd beaten them. And we should have beaten them.
Yeah, we should.
And like the whole thing changes then, because that was the FA's big plan, was to win the World Cup in Qatar. They'd when Southgate came in, that was like the North Star goal.
Yeah.
Like, people talk about Southgate so differently now if we'd won that World Cup. Like the whole thing, that was so England. England are such a nearly team. But that really hurt that day, because I was like, we should have won that game. And I really believe we were good. I also I went out, so that was like the day before mine and my girlfriend's anniversary, and we'd got a dinner booking, which a really nice restaurant in Peckham. I can't remember what it was called. I will recommend it though next time.
Nice.
But like, we couldn't move it, and it was immediately after the game, and it was like, okay, well, like if it goes to extra time, then we're gonna have to cancel the booking. But if it doesn't, like, we'll just go.
Yeah.
So obviously we'd lost. We had to then go out for dinner afterwards, and I had never tried so hard to like not just be miserable.
Yeah.
I was there just like, just thinking about it every 3 seconds, and she'd go to the toilet, and I'd just be like,
yeah, that's not where you want to be.
Just raging. So yeah, next time I should plan better.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
Yeah.
What should I go for number 4? I think number 4, I will go again. Harry Kane involved too. I've kind of just gone for Spurs under Poch as an entire era, as the best. Like, again, they're such nearly men.
It's good. Yeah.
They have, and I really like nearly teams. I realised that when I was going through this list, I was like, I really liked that Spurs team. I really liked Liverpool when they had Suarez and Sturridge.
Yeah.
More on them later.
Yes.
Like, those teams I really liked that. And like, I think back to the Champions League final, what if Sissoko just didn't put his arm out and Mane didn't boot the ball into it? Probably, I mean, was it even a pen? Debatably not. Like, again, the whole narrative around Kane, around Pochettino, Spurs, like, it all changes if they'd won the Prem, the year Leicester won it, which they definitely could have done, and if they'd won that final. Yeah. I do think Liverpool were better than them and deserved to win it more than they did, but...
No, you're right. You are right. Spurs are probably the ultimate Premier League. Are they the ultimate Premier League nearly team?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Poch's Spurs? They probably are, aren't they? I can't think of anyone.
Because they were so good.
Arsenal potentially at the moment.
Yes, Arsenal.
Maybe another this time next year it could be Arsenal.
Yeah,
if they come second again, trophyless.
Yeah, agreed. I was really rooting for Spurs that day. That was sad. Number 3, I'm going to go for the 2014 Champions League final, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
Atletico were winning, and Ramos scored that last minute header.
93rd minute.
Like, that was because Atletico were on like such a big upward trajectory at that point. I think they'd won the league. They might have won the league that year or the year before, and like, they were really pushing Madrid and Barca. And if they'd won that Champions League, I think that was La Decima for Madrid, and like if they'd won that, would Madrid have gone on to win? Because they then just won like every Champions League for the next like 5 years, whatever it was, apart from one. Like
I like that. Yeah, that would have changed a lot.
I was gutted. Like I was obviously a neutral. I don't support either team, but I was really sad when Atleti lost that. But that was so clutch. Sergio Ramos has that clutch gene. But again, that team was such a nearly team. Like that, they never won the Champions League. That Simeone team. I think they got to the final twice.
Yeah, I think so.
Lost to Madrid the other Madrid both times, which really peaked for them.
They are a good nearly team, aren't they? I mean, they win a lot, but losing 2 Champions League finals to your biggest rivals.
Yeah,
they've been nearly man energy.
And like the shootout they had this year where like Alvarez slipped. Yeah, like that's very nearly, man. Yeah. I think their trophy count at the end of Simeone's reign won't reflect like how good they were.
No, I agree with that. That's a good pick for that reason.
Yeah, that was a tough time. Number two, I'm going to go. I think you might have mentioned this previously. The Suarez handball against Ghana, just from like a cultural standpoint. 'Cause I think that was the quarter final.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And like it was in South Africa, and if an African team had gone on to like go into the World Cup semi-final, I think that would be the joint furthest an African team's ever gone. I think.
Definitely.
Because Morocco also did in 2022.
Yeah.
Like that would have been like culturally one of the most amazing runs that any team has had ever. I'm not saying would have gone on to win it because obviously Spain were really good but like that was Suarez became the ultimate villain.
It was just so out of order. It's just mental, isn't it? Like if you are anything other than Uruguayan, you're just fuming. Yeah, you're just looking at that like that is just.
It's just blatant cheating.
It's just cheating.
Unfortunately, though, it was justified because they missed the pen, and
you'd want your player to do
it. He did the right thing. I know that's a really lame thing to say, but he did the right thing.
I actually did think about that one. I thought that is a great shout. It would have been so big for Ghana. It would have been so big for African football. Like Morocco, I think Morocco are the first team to get to a semi-final.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
And like you mentioned, that's obviously like last World Cup. So yeah, they would have been the first Ghana, and it would have changed. Being in South Africa, it would have been massive.
It would have been huge, yeah.
Massive.
It would have been huge.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that similar vibe with Brazil semi-final when they lost 7-1 to Germany.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe number one, potentially obvious, Gerrard slip.
Yeah, I had it in my thoughts as well.
Just, I mean, again, like, that was such a nearly team, the Liverpool team. Yeah. They just fell short. People change the narrative of that Liverpool team. There's some people like, oh, it wasn't Gerrard's slip that cost us. It was blah, blah, blah. And like Chelsea played really well in that game and defended them. Liverpool had no hope, really. But if Liverpool won the league that year, then obviously Gerrard has his hands on the Prem title, which is huge for him. I don't think his legacy really needs it, but it would have helped a lot. Yeah. Also, like, what happened to that Liverpool team then? Because the next year, Suarez left.
Yeah.
Would he have still gone? Possibly. They spent terrible money in the window. They signed awfully. Brendan Rodgers got sacked the year after that, I think.
Yeah.
Then Liverpool get Klopp. They bring in Salah, Mane, and their whole trajectory changes, and they go and win everything. And they obviously won. Like the last 10 years could have been so different for Liverpool if they'd won the league that year.
Do you know what I've been thinking when you've been describing that? It could have been different for better or worse.
Yeah.
What if they never got Klopp?
Exactly.
You know, maybe it didn't.
I think it could have. I think
is that the angle you were going down? Right.
It was probably like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I think so.
Possibly.
Because as you started describing it, I thought, yeah, but then Liverpool have gone on to do so well, and actually they could have held on to Rodgers off the back of that Premier League title for a season too long, stunk it up even more. No,
Klopp gone to United or something. Like it could have completely changed. It could have completely changed.
Mate, when I was compiling this list, I thought about Gerrard, but I thought, because of Liverpool's success, it didn't fit the narrative. But you have just perfectly explained why it does fit the narrative.
This is what he does, mate.
Because, I like that. I would like that in my list.
If you're a Liverpool fan, like, would you be... I mean, they've won the Prem twice, the Champions League in that time. But do you think they would possibly trade that for a Gerrard Prem title?
Some would.
Because, like, just...
Somewhat, yeah, I don't think the modern fans would now. But I think... It's a hindsight question. It's a what if, isn't it? You would at the time. Obviously, you would have snapped your hand off for it, but I just don't think. I don't know. I can't imagine Liverpool without Jurgen Klopp, and I think if they won that trophy, they wouldn't have got him.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. Yeah, Klopp is Liverpool of the last 10 years. He's still so synonymous with them now, even though he's gone.
100%. I like your list. You've gone very different as well. You've gone a lot more modern, and you've gone a lot more.
I love a nearly team.
Yeah,
as I said, I
yours
love
a lot more nearly team. That Spurs team is such a nearly team.
It's such a nearly. They have so many nearly players in there as well. Like I know, well, Kane and Son have kind of shaken that now, but even like Dele Alli was such a nearly player. Like Alderweireld and Vertonghen, they were so good. Moussa Dembele, obviously best player of all time, apparently, according
if you
to
ask
his
any footballer ever.
according to his teammates after he retired. Obviously, no one said that at the time.
Yeah,
just hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, no, I love it.